Yeah, I think it's great. Every time this thing gets hit or anything, the magnet loses calibration.
Why bother with voltage? It's got good acceleration.
Yeah,
it's a fast motor.
It will try. Have no mistake. It will try to work it.
Yeah, once again, there's no problem with the motor. It's the calibration, as last week. Slightly improved it since last week, but didn't get quite the results we wanted.
So it will stay like that.
It's just because it's stuck in a bearing.
It's a high quality bearing. I'm honestly not sure why it actually sticks there. It's just going to fall well. Actually, it didn't fall.
Depends. If you give it a small perturbation, it goes slowly. Right now, it's
Actually, that pushed good.
a little fast.
You got a drift.
Whoa, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's back up a little more.
Yeah, because I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
it's,
That one I may not like.
Yeah. It's not exactly the most friendly one. This,
So basically, if you get it stationary, you can hang there, but
it can hang there.
that's more because of mechanical locking.
it seems to apply a small torque against the static.
We tried applying a counterweight to sort of like make it not sit in there, but it still seems to sit in certain places. Like it is stable, so that I can't make the program knock it out of there. I suppose I could. Then it wouldn't exactly be like stable. It would just be more.
All right, so you want to try impulses?
Yeah, you go ahead.
You know exactly what's going to happen. You
Coward.
apply it.
It's pretty sensitive to impulses. Don't touch me.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Very
like.
finicky.
It does not like to be touched.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can notice now, but the calibration, sometimes you can see that it's slightly off. If it hits anything, the calibration goes off very slightly. And because the sensor is so sensitive, if it is just a little bit off, it'll start moving before it is actually balanced.
So what happens with noise then if your sensor is that sensitive? You feel well, if you listen,
We had a filter,
can
but
hear
the
it.
PCB was
It is.
You can hear it doing
applying,
something.
It is applying PW. It's going to think this way. But it is actually applying a force to keep it sort of there. I don't know. It's just. I want to say it's because it's not level, but when I checked the level earlier, it was level. Although I can't exactly. It doesn't quite sit.
I know this sounds terrible, but once again, we've fried the sensors, so we basically just had it set up again. These KMA sensors that I guess a few other groups are using as well are they're very fragile. They seem to
Sort of level.
burn very easily.
Jordan is soldering directly to contacts like that.
Yeah, it's not the best. Well, that basically happens because we use sensors.
Okay, so I mean, really, it can't handle any impulse.
Not as it stands now.
If it balances in the knock, it's
Yeah, I mean, once it's balanced, it's fine, but when you touch it, it just doesn't like it.
Yeah, pretty much.
so I'm going to cover up.
And
I'd
so
rather not
recovering
get injured.
recover from vertical, yeah, can you show us what angle you can do, or just like zero?
I think it's done a small angle before, but it goes nuts, and you see what happens. All right, we can try it. All right, turn it off. I'll give it a small angle. Turn it on.
Oh, I got that.
Oh, but I tried to.
Once again, it's in the
I
same
don't wanna
state
move my
though.
hand
Small impulse or off center.
So.
It didn't catch that. I mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
well,
I don't know
but
if
it's
it
still
will still drift a bit.
but it's going to accelerate, and so I wouldn't.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it perfectly recovers, but it does try.
It tries. Okay. Tries a good. Okay, one more.
Try it harder. Right. This is probably going to fit.
No, even show what you can do.
Right. So it won't do that much.
Yeah, it's just really finicky. Changing other things such as the arm length also gives us kind of a way to tune it just by changing the torque.
This mounting was. I just found this like this yesterday. Today I don't know. Did you check that it was level when you put it back together?
It was not quite level.
Okay, so I think we're ready to move on to the next part. So add
at a mass, what's the weight of your pendulum?
This is about 37 grams, I think.
Okay, so I think we'll give easy and just put 37 right at the top.
Okay. I don't imagine it will work, but
Well, give it a try. It's better to try than not to.
Yeah, the motor has enough torque to handle it. It's playing the motor shaft.
So did you make any changes to your lift parameters?
no, not really. I was first trying to get it to work. I just wanted to see if it could handle the weight at all.
No, the only
Sensor is getting deviated.
Yeah, because it's
The sample of the magnet's getting deviated. The sensor. It's going to cause weird measurements.
yeah, and that's
So there's too much play in your system there.
yeah.
yeah, there is. The only comment I can make on the parameters is that the gain might be slightly more ideal now because it can because the center of mass is higher, it can catch up a little bit faster. There isn't a problem with torque to the motor or torque from the motor. You can put the voltage as high as we had at 12 volts, right? It's 12.5.
Okay, so it's pretty much the same as before without the weight, right?
Pretty much. the
Pretty
same.
much.
Yeah.
Falls more slowly though, so it can go from technically.
Yeah, exactly.
The only other thing I want is just to see you guys to explain what you've done to the maple size.
You're up, Garth?
So,
No, eBay. You can sell this.
Okay, so let's just let it stabilize for a while. And then,
That's probably not a good plan.
there's a wire in the way.
Alright, let me just go back here out of the way.
Touching it is good enough to make it go off again.
so you can rotate that thing by hand? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I just made it
Yeah, the idea was
magnets,
that
regular
when we
polarized
we
ones.
weren't sure. I didn't want to keep having to go in to coat the chain to stop it from drifting.
So is it stuck in a sweet spot there in between bearings, or is it?
I think
we
it
think
does
that-
stick, and you can give it mild perturbation, and it can sort of work out.
We think that it's just from the pendulum being pulling on the bearing
Well,
like
it's
this.
because-
It's just binding.
It's
it.
Yeah,
because
because it's not. Yeah.
bound.
It is that as well.
It's tilted, so it's binding the other bearing at an angle.
So if you counterweighted the other side, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did, but
When
we
did
found that
counterweight
it was,
before,
the torque was not enough.
all it did was make the motor slower because there was more load on it. But it's still, it still sat in there. And worse, what happened was,
So it still wants to. I mean, it wants to drift, right?
yeah.
Yeah, and it I found when we put a counterweight, it does the motor or the arm oscillates a little bit. It bounces. A drive shaft would be the most ideal setup, but you know, I won't hesitate to admit we left that too late, and the machine shop just wasn't available enough to.
A drive shaft. What do you mean by that? Like,
Oh, just like these guys have a bearing below as well that,
I
that
see.
has two bearings. So
That would probably have been a better
they will
actual
have
way
less
to
play in their arm.
Basically,
it
won't
almost seems
sit
to me
in.
like you've got too much play.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean just
Yeah, like this arm is
the way it sits?
it's doing that. Instead of moving your sensor around a bit.
Yeah, it could be that as well. I initially thought that maybe my little adjustable sensor mount was causing the problem that it's solving. You know, it's designed so that you can recalibrate it, but it might be, I thought maybe it's causing the problem. It's because it moves, it goes off calibration, but it seems that this sensor just drifts very much. So whether it were stationary or just or adjustable like that, it would still drift.
So are we going to see the same thing if you had a mass?
I don't know why. I can try tuning it again when we add the mass, but I don't know that it will actually be much better than last time.
Okay.
Or much better than this time. I'll give it a shot though. There's no reason not to.
Terrible.
It's not exactly stuck in a dead zone there.
It oscillates about the dead zone. It gets stuck. It just gets
Okay, so I mean, it seems to. So like it has a spot there, a minimum that it likes to go around, but then when you try to impulse it, you give it an impulse, it just
Well, we can't really
just runs away from it.
absolutely.